here how impressed I was with him as far as his vision, getting us out of our end zone. He's just a really good player. Knock on wood, for a couple of months from there, it was been inconsistent. It was injuries. It was so many different things going on with him that I don't think he was able to collect himself to get back to that level. I think he's at that level and beyond right now. He's a really good player. And when we made that change, it's helped us. We've cut down our chances against, and I think it has given him more confidence, and I think there's more. He's still a young man, so I think there's more there with him.
Where Panarin is still obviously helping offensively with a lot of assists, and that top line is really going right now. He hasn't scored a goal in a while. Is that a concern at all, or no?
No, he will. He did nothing but fill the net this morning, I tell you. But no, he's involved in, as we chart our chances for and against, he's involved in a high percentage. I thought that line was really good for a lot of the game. Second half of the game, when Mike started checking with that line, I think they stalled off a little bit, but he's been really good, and that line's been pretty good for a while now.
John, you've had a couple days to evaluate Monday night. After looking back on it now, what can you carry forward from that game?
You just wanted me to answer that question.
I did. I knew you didn't want to answer it.
We've looked by that game. Dave, we just get ready for each game as we always do. There's no rhyme or reason as far as because we play Toronto, we're playing them again. We're always trying to play the way we want to play, no matter who we're playing against. Sure, if you play a team and you play them again after 3 nights, we know what they are. They know who we are. They're trying to play their game. We're trying to play our game. So we're going to drop the puck here and start the way we think we should play and try to play the right way.
Regardless of opponent, though, there were some elements of that game that I imagine you were happy with, given
the way it was going up to that point. Yeah, we played a good game. We have a couple of breakdowns that I think we can, things we can control, and we didn't. I think we're going to play a better team tonight. I think they're going to be, I think we get them at a good time. In that first period, they come off the West Coast. It takes a while for a team to get going. It's a really good club. I think we're going to see a faster team tonight, so we got to be ready to play.
Any lineup changes, John?
No.
Bob in net?
Bob in net.
John, you don't often play the same team back-to-back in the regular season. Do you expect more emotion, energy, physicality in the game when you're playing the same opponent within a few nights?
I don't think it should be because we're playing them again. I think emotion, playing hard, that should be every night when you put the uniform on. Yeah, so I guess that's the best way to answer your question is I think it should be done every night. So that's what we're going to try to do.
John, is establishing a forecheck against a team like Toronto maybe more important than trying to bring it in with speed and not transitioning it over to Toronto and letting them come back the other way?
Well, you certainly have to watch your turnovers. The first 6 or 7 minutes of that game, we gave up 5 or 6 odd man rushes. I think we cured that as the game went on. I think our forecheck was one of our strengths in a lot of minutes of that game, and has to be. Whoever we play. Every team has good players. If you can force their good players to play in their own end zone, you might have a better chance to win the game. So I certainly don't put restrictions on our guys that we're dumping the puck in. If there's plays to be made, we want them to make plays. But we always talk about making right decisions in the neutral zone. That's what's going to determine wins and losses in this season, during the season. And if we can make enough right calls carrying the puck as far as what we see without forcing things, we have a better chance to win. So I let them make their call. We certainly bring to your attention as far as what can happen if we do turn pucks over.
We haven't talked about this since camp. I was wondering what you thought of the coaching switch that you made earlier this year.
Let's talk about that now. Let's talk about the game. Go ahead.
You saw a lot of John Tavares earlier in his career when you guys were in New York together. to an extent. What have you seen in his development, the player that he is now for the Maple Leafs, the veteran and all that sort of thing?
I had a chance to meet him when I was doing TSN when I was not working, and Johnny, I think that's the year Johnny was drafted. Got a chance to meet him there. I don't know him that well. I certainly admire how he handles himself. I think he's got a little bit of old school in him. From an outsider looking in, he looks like he's a very humble guy, and he's one hell of a player throughout his career. The thing he reminds me of the other guy in Pittsburgh, just the strength on the puck. I think that's something that you can get caught up in his skill and all that, but I think he's got some grind to him too as far as holding on to pucks and being strong. He scores a goal against us the other night, just doing a better job on a one-on-one battle. So he's the complete deal. I've always, again, not even really having a conversation when he's played in the National Hockey League with him, I've always admired how he's handled himself and just goes about his business.
Hey, John, when you make a lineup decision, with Bjorkstrand being out, what are the things that are the biggest influence to, you making a decision on who to scratch or maybe who to move down in the lineup?
Well, I think we've gotten some good minutes out of our fourth line. I think Sedlak has played well. I think Hannakainen has come and played well. Nash is beginning to make more puck plays. Duke was on the way out, but I think he's listening and making some adjustments to his game. So you look at some guys that you think they found their game a little bit, and I don't think Oliver has played that well. So you couple those two, and he's out. Having said that, as I always say, Oliver Bjorkstrand had a 40-point season for us last year. We're certainly not going to look by that. We feel he's going to be a big part of this before it's all said and done. But I think it has to be a little onus on the player. And when he does get that opportunity to more or less tell me, you're not taking me out with his play. So he will get another opportunity. He's a good player. But if he wasn't getting shots, wasn't putting himself in position to get shots. So I thought he was struggling. I thought some guys' games came on. It's easy to scratch Hanny all the time. It's easy to scratch Sedlak. I think they've given us enough information as far as the way they play that they should be in the lineup. Thanks. Okay, thanks guys.